everybody and welcome back to my channel English with Dr. Papori Barooah. Going on further into my grammar lessons, today I would like to introduce before you the sentence types and how we actually go about transforming one sentence type into another. So let's begin. First of all, I would like to ask you, do you know what is a sentence? What actually do you think can make up a sentence? It's a collection of words, various words coming together, of course. But there's one thing which is very important, that in a sentence needs to convey some information, some idea. And secondly, it has to have a verb. Without a verb, a sentence cannot be formed. So a verb is the obligatory element in a sentence. Thirdly, it always has a subject and a predicate. For a word to be a verb, it has to have a subject. And for a verb to form a sentence, it needs a subject, whether understood or obvious. So let's begin our study on what are the different sentence types. So when we talk about sentence types, we need to realize that we can there's so many sentences that we form in our language, so we can divide according to two types. That it can be sentence types according to the form and according to the function. First of all, let us concentrate on the sentence types according to the function. So what are they? Number one, it's a declarative sentence. We also have the word affirmative, assertive for the declarative sentence. We can call it affirmative sentence, assertive sentence. Actually, when we talk about a declarative sentence, it declares something. We're going to talk about it more in detail, but it can also be affirmative or positive sentence, or it can also be a negative sentence. So we will talk about this in detail later. Now let me talk about the second type of sentence, which is an interrogative sentence, a question sentence. Thirdly, we have an exclamatory sentence, that sudden expression we use, and we use an exclamatory. A lot of enthusiasm in our voice might be, and an idea expressed with a lot of excitement. And fourthly, it's an imperative sentence when you order somebody might be, or you talk about a request that you're making. So that's an imperative sentence. So according to the function or the why that particular sentence is being used, that particular sentence gets its name. So the four types of sentences based on the form. But there are other sentences as well, or we can classify the sentences according to another criteria. And now let us talk about the second criteria, that is the form or the structure. The form or the structure also determines the type of sentence, or it gives the name to the sentence. So what are they? There are four types. They are, first of all, it's a simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. So let us do in detail all of them. Today in this particular chapter, I'm going to focus only on the sentence types according to the function. And in the consecutive lessons, I'm going to talk about the compound complex sentences. So let us go about the first thing, sentences based on function. The first sentence type, declarative sentence. So what are declarative sentences? We need to remember some of the characteristics of the declarative sentence, which is actually one of the most abundant uses of the sentence types. That it just states an idea. It just talks about any idea that the speaker wants to convey, or relays some information that the speaker wants to pass on to. Or it expresses the opinion of the speaker, what the speaker feels like. Or it can also tell a plain statement. Any ordinary sentence is a declarative sentence. Secondly, we can also think about it as the word assertive. Declarative sentences are known as assertive. That means you assert something, you tell something. This can be either positive or negative sentence. The positive sentence is known as affirmative sentence. You affirm something, you tell something positively. And that, for instance, in this example, I will go there. I will go there. That is an affirmative sentence, but the same thing we can have it in a negative sentence when we have the presence of no, not, and never. So I will not go there. I will not go there. That's a negative sentence. So these are two types of the declarative or assertive sentence. Then we also, I'll just show you some of the examples to make it clearer. What are the examples of, some of the examples of the declarative sentence? So the students are working in library. So the students are working in library. Or it's an idea. No, we are just telling a statement of a fact. Or it's a bright and sunny winter morning is an idea. So I feel the morning is bright and sunny, so I'm telling that. Or I can say the cat is lazing in the sun, in the winter sun perhaps. So this is also, I am just stating a fact, an idea or opinion, and another fact. So these type of sentences are known as declarative sentences. But we also have the second time, which is the exclamatory sentence there. What is an exclamatory sentence? The word itself tells you exclaim, right? So you're expressing strong emotions when you're conveying some excitement, or you're conveying some emotion, very, very strong emotion. Or one thing we need to remember, just like an interjection might be, it ends with an exclamation mark. And hence, these can be both declarative sentences. In fact, it's a declarative sentence. We can say it's said very forcefully. When you pronounce a declarative sentence very forcefully, it becomes an exclamatory sentence. For example, we have, what a beautiful picnic spot this is. What a beautiful picnic spot this is. For instance, we're going on a picnic and we come across this particular spot and we're so excited about it, we tell like that. What a beautiful picnic spot it is. Normally it begins with a WH, but it's not necessarily. Or wow, this is amazing, right? So when you're telling with a lot of excitement, it becomes like, or ouch, my head hurts. Imagine I fell down and then my head touched the ground and it really hurt me. So it's an exclamation not only of joy, but also of sadness or of something like you feel danger or whatever. That also can be an exclamatory sentence. It has an exclamation mark somewhere. Or I am real angry. You tell I'm real angry, you're very angry. That also is an exclamatory sentence. Let's go to the third type there. Interrogative sentence, where it's, as the name suggests, it ends with a question mark. Secondly, it asks a question to clarify something. And here what happens is that the verb is split and the first verb comes before the subject. We'll come to know just now. Just to add on to the whole meaning, when we talk about, asking a question, it is good manners not to ask a question, or in fact, not to answer a question with a question, right? So it's like good manners. It shows that you're really excited or you're very angry, or in fact, you're irritated when you answer a question with another question. Like for instance, somebody tells, where have you been? And I tell back, what do you want to know? So it shows some, anger, irritation, doesn't show a very, very positive aspect of your personality. So let's go and do some examples of the interrogative sentence. Say for instance, what is your name? Or say, what kind of music do you like? So if you talk about it, what is happening is that WH, and this is beginning with a WH question mark, and there's a question mark at the end. So it's an interrogative sentence. What is your dog doing under the table? So it has a rising intonation and we are telling, what is your dog doing under the table? And here, if you look up, one sentence structure for the interrogative sentence is that it is dividing the verbs, is and doing. These are the verbs there. So your dog, the subject part is coming in between the two verbs. Normally, this is the sentence structure of the interrogative sentence. So now let us come to the next type of sentence, which is an imperative sentence. An imperative sentence is very easy. Just remember, it talks about some commands or some request. That's the only thing about imperative sentences. And I'll just show you something very, very peculiar about an imperative sentence is that here we do not use a subject. Like say for instance, shut the door. Shut the door. Here, which is the verb shut, and we do not have any word that shows it's a subject. It has to be in front of the verb. And what is the meaning? You shut the door. Hence, in an imperative sentence, we normally do not have a subject. Let me show you some examples of the imperative sentence, like pass the salt, please. It means you pass the salt. Or it can be close the door, means you close the door. Go away, you go away. So, these are the examples of imperative sentences. Now let us try and concentrate on our main motive, that is transforming one sentence type to the other sentence type. This is very, very important from the exam point of view. Normally they'll give you some sentence types, say assertive sentences, and tell you convert into the interrogative, things like that. So there, one particular thing that we need to remember is that we cannot change the tense, or secondly, we cannot change the meaning of the sentence. The meaning has to be the same. Sometimes when you have to transform from the assertive or positive affirmative sentence to the negative, then it might happen that they might, in the question paper it might be given that you do not change the meaning. Then you have to be very careful about changing the one sentence type, the positive to the negative or affirmative to the negative. But otherwise, normally when we change from the affirmative to the negative, if it is not mentioned particularly, then you might change the meaning to negative as well. So let's try out a few sentences on how we can transform the sentence types. Like for instance, it is a very beautiful day. It is a very beautiful day. Now we have to, this is an assertive sentence, and if, like say for instance, if I have to make it interrogative, it is a very beautiful day, I just have to give the question there, and for this particular sentence to be the answer, isn't it a very beautiful day is the question or the interrogative. Similarly, what if I have to make this exclamatory, the same idea that it is a very beautiful day, I just have to write what a beautiful day it is with the exclamation mark. So this is how you transform one sentence type to another, from the assertive to the interrogative to the exclamatory. Now let us try to change from the negative sentence to the affirmative. Say this negative sentence, I shall not forget your kindness. I shall not forget your kindness. Now if I have to change to affirmative or positive, what will it become? Shall not forget. The forget, opposite word of forget, remember. So I write down, I shall remember your kindness. Right? So forget becomes remember, and it becomes affirmative or positive because I've removed the not there. Secondly, you are not as strong as he. So the word not, it's a negative there. So how will I write down? He is stronger than you. So you are not strong as he. He is coming here. He is stronger than you. So I'm removing the not to make it affirmative. But the sentence meaning is the same. There is no rose without a thorn. I think everybody will answer this. Every rose has a thorn. So this is how we transform from the negative to the affirmative. Now let me talk about the second type of transformation from affirmative to negative. Like for this sentence, Sam is taller than his brother. So there is no negative word here. I have to introduce a negative, no, not, never, to make it an negative sentence. So it will become, I just bring this part in front and take this part behind. So his brother is not as tall as Sam. So the meaning is the same, and I've just converted, or in fact just taken words across. He always dozes when he reads. Okay. So there's no negative. Affirmative sentence here. Let's make it negative. How will you make it negative? He never reads without dozing. So the word always, this is one good trick there. You can always change the word, the normal word, that the positive word, into negative. Always opposite is never, and hence it becomes he never reads without dozing. Say, for he was the best footballer of his time. So no footballer of his time was as good as he. So this is a type of sentence where we have degrees of comparison, good, better, best. So here I am using that thing, positive degree and the superlative degree. And in a way you can say this is affirmative because no is there. It's a negative sentence. Let us now go to the next type of sentence, assertive to interrogative. There is nothing better than a pious life. So if I have to get the answer, I just ask, is there anything better than a pious life? That becomes an interrogative and the meaning is same. Nobody else could have done it. Who else could have done it? There is nothing wrong with me. What can be the answer? Is there anything wrong with me? So these are the sentence types. Let's go for the next one. Say assertive to exclamatory. How will you go about? You are a great fool. So when it becomes exclamatory, we have to use WH word. Oh, what a great fool you are. What a great fool you are. And it ends with the exclamatory mark. Or say, it is a great pity. It's very obvious. What a great pity it is. Or you are very fortunate. Now here also we are using a WH, but it's inverted WH. How fortunate you are. So this is how we go about. And the last one we are trying to do now is that from imperative to assertive. Do the work, let it be done. Never tell a lie, you should never tell a lie. Go for a walk, you should go for a walk. So in a way what we are trying to do is that here do the work, there is no subject. But in such cases, when it's imperative to assertive, I have to introduce something, say let the work be done. So never tell a lie, you should never tell a lie. Go out for a walk, you should go out for a walk. So these are the ways we transform from imperative to assertive. So for more sentence types like this, you can always check out on English for Polytechnics by me. And here it's also available in Amazon.in. You can check out, and there are many answers and questions and everything done out there properly for your more references later on. I hope it was an enriching experience for you, and my attempt at trying to give over the sentence type has been helpful for you. So let me know if you have any doubts in the comment section below, and of course please do like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching.